The West Bank Car of the Year award is quite a prestigious award. It's quite difficult to make the finals and even more difficult to take the win. Now, past winners have come under scrutiny and there's been a little bit of hoo-ha around that selection. So for 2016, the judging process and the criteria for finalists has been revised. As such, it's now even more difficult because now an entire range is up for selection and not just one particular model. In the luxury SUV segment, the Volvo XC90 is a finalist. Now, it's getting a lot of praise around the world, and we want to see if it is as good as they say. We have the XC90 in a D5 Momentum trim, which is an entry level, but not the cheapest either. We want to see if it is as good as they say while taking a look at some of that judging criteria. Exterior design. Now in its second generation, the Volvo XC90 has been given more of a presence on the road. It's got some sharper lines and it's a little more boxy, not as rounded off as the first generation. You're not going to get chrome grille bars on the Momentum model, that's reserved for the Inscription model. You're also not going to get the 20-inch wheels, also reserved for the Inscription model. What you are going to get is a full LED headlight package with active high beams and of course these beautiful LED daytime running lights. Interior design and practicality. Now the 90 has a classy interior. It's well designed and fashionable, if you can call an interior that. It's dominated by this 9-inch touchscreen, which is orientated in a bit of a portrait fashion, a little bit strange. Works like a tablet as well, so finger swipes left and right and up and down will get you through the different menus. But there's too much dealt with and handled by this center infotainment system. Not enough by the steering wheel, in my opinion. Now, it is a little tricky to use. You sort of do need to read the manual, but it's not completely alien either, and after a little while you sort of do get used to it. The thing is, it feels to be lacking something. Even with the optional 40,000 Rand Techno Pack, it just doesn't seem to quite measure up to the competition. It is practical though. Here at the back you've got 3 full seats, ample legroom, as well as climate control. There's a third row of seats here. Fold these up and they'll be able to accommodate a short adult on a fairly short trip. Fold them down though and you get an absolutely cavernous loading area. Fantastically big, and if you're not careful, you're going to lose the kids back here. Safety. Now, this is an area where Volvo always excels, so it goes without saying that the XC90 has a full 5-star Euro NCAP rating. There's things like active rollover protection, active lane assist, which will guide you and keep you between the lanes should you happen to be straying a little. The IntelliSafe system also provides a collision detection and avoidance system, which will apply the brakes if it picks up that there's a pedestrian or a cyclist that is straight into your path. There's the usual bevy of restraint systems and airbags as well. You know it's a Volvo, you know it's safe. Driving dynamics. Now they've redesigned the chassis, so the handling has been massively improved. It's got a double wishbone suspension up front, and that gives it very sedan-like handling. Not overly so that it's uncomfortable, but a good compromise between stability, feedback, and comfort. It drives really, really well. Performance. Volvo's not going to make anything larger than a 2-litre from now on, be it petrol or diesel. And in this D5 Momentum, the 2-litre turbo diesel is making 165 kilowatts and 470 newton meters of torque. Now that's not the problem. The problem for me comes in the refinement. It really still sounds agricultural. On idle, it's clattery and noisy, and under acceleration, it really sounds strained. Value for money. And this is the area where I'm disagreeing with my fellow journalists the most. I don't see the value in the XC90 Momentum model. It comes in at 870,000 Rand, but with the Techno Pack you're adding 40,000 Rand to that. It's 910,000 Rand. Makes it quite expensive for what you're getting at the end of the day. I think that if you go with the Inscription model, which is going to cost you a little bit more, you're going to get a whole lot more car. And that, I think, is where the value for money comes in with the Volvo XC90. And finally, overall excellence. It's a great car, don't get me wrong. This is probably the pinnacle of Volvo motoring at this point in time, the best car that they've ever made. It's just up against such stiff competition. We're just going to have to wait to see what the jury says.